when I'm maybe like 12 and I'm playing like basketball with SHAQ, like just
That's
casually,
crazy.
like I beat him.
Yeah, that's
No,
crazy.
I literally beat him in knockout, or was it just like weird? Obviously, I mean, SHAQ free throws, they don't.
Yeah. You got an edge up there. So Mia, thank you so much for joining us today. We have a lot to get into, obviously. But first off, how's school going? Are you enjoying being back in class and playing basketball?
School is so tough right now, I'm not gonna lie. It's
Really?
going good, but it's just so hard. I'm like having my, oh my gosh, I go to Berkeley moment this semester for sure, where I'm like, okay, let me settle down on classes and lock in a little bit, but it's going good. I'm learning a lot, so I'm happy about that.
Obviously, everyone knows you're a D1 basketball player, but you're also huge on social media. You're a content creator on the side. Can you talk a little bit how you balance both being a full-time D1 athlete plus being a full-time creator?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it's still kind of in the works for me. I don't have a perfect recipe for balancing anything. I mean, some days I'll be on TikTok more and like making videos and
Right.
not doing my homework. And then other days I'll be in class and I'm like, oh, I haven't posted on anything for like a week. And I'm like, shoot. So
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure it out. It's tough, but it's good. It's definitely a challenge, and I'm always down for a little challenge.
Yeah. I mean, you're playing in the age of, the NIL deal. How has that played a part into your life? And like you said, balancing social media, like obviously that's a huge piece of what comes with that. So how has all that worked out for you?
Yeah, and I mean, NIL is awesome, and I'm so grateful that I'm playing during a time when that is allowed, because I know some of my friends who played, like Sabrina and other players, didn't get the opportunity to make money off of their name, image, and likeness. So being able to have that opportunity and kind of establish a path for the younger generations to come, I feel like we all kind of are like guinea pigs in that sense, where no one has a perfect formula for anything yet, but we're learning and growing so much, and I think it's just going to get better as the years go on.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you're clearly crushing it with NIL, especially with the following you have. But is there any brand or company that you would consider a dream NIL deal?
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's a tough one, because I'm like into a lot of random little niches. Like I want to model and I love high fashion, but at the same time I'm like love sports and things like that. So I'm like in between like a ESPN sort of partnership or like a Chanel partnership.
That's sick. No, that's actually
it's just a massive
sick.
scale.
And when you're looking at your page, like you get a feel for both of that. Like you could tell that like, you're a baller, you take your game seriously. But then on the other side, like you like fashion, you like dressing nice, like you like posing for pictures. So it's cool. But yeah, Chanel, ESPN, hit her up.
Please. Designer brand.
You deserve it all. You deserve it all. So you're a Bay Area girl. What prompted you to, stay close to home and talk about the pandemic and how difficult that must have been, kind of figuring out your next steps throughout that time? Because the pandemic was just insane overall for everybody. But I can't imagine being, trying to work into college at the same time.
Yeah, the pandemic was definitely crazy. I was actually a graduating senior in high school once the pandemic kind of was hitting. It was my senior year. And I mean, classes were obviously canceled, so we were completely remote. My family and I were in Hawaii for probably Thanksgiving, was it? Yeah, I think Thanksgiving break. And then COVID kind of got more and more serious, and we just kept staying out there. Like we got really close with other families, and it literally just became like my second home. So I was stuck in Hawaii for I mean, that was a blessing. I would love to do that again. But,
that's not a bad place to be.
No, I mean, that's a good situation.
Not a bad
still
place.
Tough.
So anyways, I get like a call from Charmin and basically saying like, hey, we know you're on track to graduate early, which I was on track to graduate a semester early from my high school. because I don't know why. It was genuinely just a coincidence. Like I was
You're
like,
just that smart.
I was like, I
You're
want
just
to
different.
early. I want to be able to have like a little gap like semester where I
Right.
can just like before college go travel.
Yeah.
And then Sean was like, they had a lot of injuries and they were like, can you come early? And I was like debating it for the longest time. I was like, do I want to like not go back home to like have my like basic average senior year, you know, or do I just like skip it all because it's so unknown and go to college?
Right.
So I kind of just decided with my family, we were just talking about it forever. I was like, okay, like let's just go to college early. Let's start that. I mean, we don't know what's happening anywhere, so at least I'll get an experience like ahead of time at college playing basketball. So I wasn't even supposed to play during the peak of the pandemic, but because I graduated early, I had the experience in that whole situation, which was really crazy. And I still can't even like, it was like a dream, honestly. Not a dream, but like a nightmare, you know, like thinking it, you would wake up
like,
every morning.
Reality.
Yeah, like go get tested. Like I'm looking back at it, like I can't believe that actually happened. It was just like bizarre, like playing with like stick figure fans in the audience. I'm like, it was
so
crazy.
eerie.
Yeah, and then the next season, which was a little more regular, was still even pretty bad. I mean, like we would get COVID cases. I think I was out at one point, and like 5 of my other teammates for like 2 weeks or whatever the quarantine period was. But it was just like ridiculous because you have all these concerns about like getting COVID because it was still so early and no one knew much about it. And then it was a nightmare, honestly. But something to tell my kids about, my grandkids about. I mean, lived through a pandemic, played college basketball.
Literally.
In a pandemic. I mean, it's pretty crazy. So
yeah, that's a crazy time to, you know, go from high school into college, especially like being a D1 athlete. Like I remember like college games were getting canceled, like star players were pronounced out. Like it was just such a crazy time, like watching it from the outside. So actually being a part of it must have, like you said, like it was like a haze. Like you felt like you were in a fever dream.
Yes. Yeah. It was just crazy overall. So yeah.
Well, yeah. So you're a baller in college, and I know that you've been around ball growing up because your dad, you know, he's been part of, you know, basketball organizations like the Lakers and like the Kings now, part owner of that. How has his business mindset kind of like inspired you in your own endeavors?
I mean, he definitely has a huge impact on all of my entrepreneurship and endeavors because I mean, he's my number one source, my go-to for advice on that. Like both my parents, I just talk them over everything that I'm getting deal-wise. So it's definitely really helpful to navigate. I mean, my dad's has a lot of experience in the business industry, not necessarily NIL and this newer stuff, but having him able to navigate things with me is super helpful. And then obviously growing up around basketball with the Kings was when I was young was so cool. Like I have a vivid memory of me like when I'm maybe like 12 and I'm playing like basketball with SHAQ, like just
that's
casually,
crazy.
like I beat him.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I literally beat him in knockout, or was it just like weird? Obviously, I mean SHAQ free throws. Not they don't.
You got an edge up there.
But no, I've learned a lot from him, obviously, and taken that to my advantage, and just keep trying to learn from my parents and my family and all those around me since I was young, and kind of grow from that.
Yeah. Right. Haley, before you ask your question, I just want to let you know that is so crazy that like just like knowing like you look back at your childhood and I was like, yeah, I was playing basketball with SHAQ. Like I don't know, like that's insane that like you say those words. Like that's crazy.
And I had like I have all these pictures of me. Like I was like oh my gosh, like looking back at the outfits I would wear to some of these games. I'm like, and someone like tagged me in like a TikTok or something the other day, and it was like I've seen you. I saw you at the Kings games when you were younger, and I'm like, oh my god, like what I wore was disgusting. First of all
the receipts need to be deleted.
I would wear like LeBrons, like because here I am again with the conflict. Tomboy, girly girl,
right.
Or it's high fashion. I would be in like a top to like knees cute outfit, and then I have these like chunky Christmas LeBron shoes on because
that's so funny.
God, oh my gosh. But anyways, I have all these pictures. Like I have a picture with Kobe. It's actually like up by my bedside, which is like so cool. Like the fact that I got to like shake hands with him is crazy still to this day. But all these like NBA players, like just growing up, watching them, meeting them, like I would like stay after games all the time, just waiting to get a picture with like everyone I could possibly. So it's so cool now, and like just being able to like now be friends with like people who are in the NBA. Like I'm now like 20, and it's like, wow, these people are actually like children. Like we're all kids still,
right?
And playing
Right.
league, so it's just crazy overall.
All kind of coming up together and understanding that aspect is so dope. So you mentioned your dad, obviously, like he's a businessman, a successful businessman, and I'm sure you've gotten some of those qualities. If let's just say if you don't pursue basketball, you know, too much longer, you look like 5-10 years into the future, what would you see yourself doing? Would it be modeling? Is that kind of that like other dream that you have?
Yeah, I would say
Okay.
modeling for sure. I mean, that kind of fantasy came later because I was like such a daddy's girl when I was little. Like I was with my dad all the time. I mean, I have 3 brothers and stuff, so like
you were the princess.
Yeah.
I was the princess who literally wanted to be a tomboy. Like I was my mom was like, my only girl who's wearing basketball shoes to the game. What is happening? Like, can you walk in heels? Like, so I got closer with my mom as I got a little older, and then freshman year of high school, I did like a little runway show in LA Fashion Week. Like, literally just like got thrown into it, like learned to walk in heels, and I was like, okay, my girly side is coming out. I see what you're saying, Mom. Like, okay. So then I started to get really into that, and I was like, that's kind of when I was like, okay, like I want to model and do things like that when I'm older. But obviously, with basketball, it's really tough to pursue that because that's like a full-time career. So
right. Yeah, I mean, maybe in time when you know you have a new chapter start, like that's something you could pursue. But that is so fire. I could definitely see you doing that. Your style it's sick for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Having such a big platform on social media and being so heavily, you know, focused on like posting pictures and videos, has that ever affected your mental health? And if it has, how do you deal with, you know, the hate that you get?
Yeah, I mean, obviously having a platform, you're gonna have a lot of things that come with that. I mean, positive comments, negative comments. It's like, I honestly try to not read my comments, like especially like Instagram Reels, because it's just bizarre what audience that attracts. It's just the most
so true,
so random. Like, okay, gosh, but yeah, honestly, it's definitely tough. I mean, especially when you're in season and stuff, you can have a bad game and just get absolutely destroyed in the comment section. So it's just like, whatever. You learn to just like laugh at it and kind of just use it not for motivation, and just like, I mean, you have to feel bad for the people who want to talk bad about you. Like if someone has to take time out of their day to say something negative, then they're clearly miserable in their own light. So you can't really be mad at that. You just have to appreciate them and let them live their life how they want to, I guess.
Yeah. Right, absolutely. So would that be like the advice you would give someone that's kind of like looking up to you to like want to do the same thing, kind of just like ignore the haters, like they're clearly in a poor place if they're, you know, speaking their mind like that.
I mean, and like any engagement, like if they're taking the time to comment on your post and do stuff,
it's so true.
They're just
You're obviously living rent free.
I mean, like I'm not.
No, that's facts.
Exactly, they're rent free. Like I'm not doing anything, but you guys are helping me out. So But yeah, that's definitely the advice I would give. Is just kind of, if you are. I wasn't really aware that I was developing a platform. It wasn't ever like a goal of mine where I was like, okay, like I'm gonna, you know. I mean, obviously everybody wants to gain followers and have a platform, especially now with NIL. But at the time, it was more just like, oh, like let's just post and see what does well and just for fun.
Right.
So if you know that that's what you want, just know that a lot of negative stuff comes with that, and to be prepared for it. Like I said, you just have to ignore what everyone says and like trust that the people around you are like all that matters. Like all that you should care about are what the people who love you say about you, because they're who matter most in your life. So who cares what Joe Bill 34 says on, like, it doesn't matter.
You're 100% right.
Absolutely. Do you have any cool stories or opportunities that have come from, you know, being an influencer of sorts, and you know, whether it was an event or somebody sent you out somewhere? Or do you have any crazy story that you're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm here, like this is real life?
Oh, I haven't had like, I would say just this year I started going to like events and stuff with like my like platform, you know, because it was pretty recent, still like a year, but the one that came to mind right away was like, I got invited to the Aloe House in LA last year.
Oh, that's really cool.
Which was so cool because
that's my favorite brand.
I love Aloe. Like I love Aloe. I love their everything is just like so cute to me. And like when I got invited to that, I was like, oh my gosh, like, whoa, like, I'm like an influencer, I guess. I don't know. It was like, I'm like there and I'm seeing all these like actors and stuff, and I'm like, why am I here? But okay, like, I'll take it. Like, it was so cool. Yeah, but I'm trying to think of other ones, but that's the one that came to my mind right away because I just
That's
fell out,
sick.
so, yeah.
That's like a moment that you're just like sitting there in that house and like you're just like getting all this free shit and you're like, oh my gosh, like what is my life right now?
They're like, come in here and order on this big screen what you want. I'm like, huh? For how much? Like, for what?
No, that's crazy. Well, obviously you're a beautiful girl, so we already know that, you know, celebs, pro athletes, they're all sliding in your DM. If you're open to share, who's the craziest person that slid in your DM?
Oh gosh, I don't have like any off the top of my head.
Do you have any, like, if it's not like your age, because I know it's awkward sometimes to be like, oh, this like person our age, you know, but is there anybody like random, like an old rapper, musician, or
like
something?
just like shocking, just like a shocking person?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I mean, like, because I was young growing up and like playing or like with the Kings and around that, like Marcus Cousins, but he's like as a friend, like a family friend.
Yeah,
I mean, he's just like
that's dope though.
But I was like 12 when he was like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's known me since I was like that big. So
like family friend type thing.
Yeah, like family friend. But like,
okay.
I mean, and SHAQ, like family friend.
Yeah.
Chris Paul, family friend. That's like cool. But,
No, that's more than cool. That's sick.
Yeah, I don't really go through.
Yeah. You did mention you not look through.
Yeah, so I don't know.
Okay.
But
well, yeah. Wait, to follow up off that, is there anybody that you would shoot your shot at via DM?
Oh god,
like a celeb crush or someone that like, you know, a pro athlete that you got your eyes on maybe a little bit that you're like, I'd DM him.
I would DM my boyfriend again, you know, and hit him up. But I'm not.
I'm sorry, I didn't know you had to.
We didn't know. Okay.
I would definitely DM him instead of him DMing me. Just want to
okay.
But
you know, when we post this clip, everyone's gonna be going crazy.
What have you done?
Mia, what have you done?
We've been trying to keep it on the down low.
Love interest aside, all that aside, what about collaborating? Like, is there any athlete or brand or somebody that if you could have an influencer, if you could do a dream collab with, whether it's hooping or just something fun like a skit or something, who would you want to collaborate with?
Okay, so many things come to mind. Okay, but like, I'm the biggest Drake fan like ever. Like, I love Drake's music so much.
Okay.
And
are you going to his concert with 21?
I need to go.
You have to go.
Yes, you gotta go.
Like, I'm doing like Cash App promos for the Drake, and people are DMing me like, "Do you have free tickets?" And I'm like,
"Yeah."
No, wait.
You're going crazy.
Free tickets? Like, I want to go.
You have to.
Yeah, no, I have to. Like, Drake, just love Drake so much because his music is just like I've literally listened to it since I was a child. Like, just basketball.
I need you in a music video. I need to see you in a music video.
Let's do it. Let's do that, actually.
Do your thing.
That'd be sick.
That'd be so
just like pull up a Drake music video, Mia just in the background vibing.
Have you guys seen the AI like Drake? Have you seen that?
Where him like
where they make him like
Ice Spice?
Yes, I saw that on my phone the other day.
That's crazy.
And it sounds
it's scary.
I'm like actually scared. They were like, it's like if it's like Drake is experiencing his own like drop right now, like because it's like it was just funny.
Yeah,
but
no, that's
dude, AI is crazy.
It's ridiculous.
No, AI is scary.
Are you a big fan of the NBA, and do you have any finals predictions this season?
I am a big fan, I would say, but I only watch like during playoffs because I feel like they just don't like. They don't like try as hard when they're in season. I feel like, I mean, it's just whatever.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
I have no clue though. Like, it's just
you can't crazy.
Predict it. You have the best players in the world on every team. That it's like every night it could be a different game. You know, it's just like depends who shows up and who doesn't. Yeah.
All right, cool. Let me start you off with the first start bench cut. We got Jaylen Brown, Donovan Mitchell, and Devin Booker.
Oh.
It's a tough one.
It's a really tough one. We've done this one, I think. It's
Yeah, we have.
Okay.
Jalen
That's
Books.
so tough. I want to say start. Like, part of the Cal in me is like, okay, like Jaylen Brown, start. But, like, start with Devin Booker.
Okay.
Jalen. Because you got to represent the Bay. Like, come on. And then, sorry, Donovan. Sorry.
Spider-Gone.
It's actually funny because that start bench cut, we get the most varying answers for because, like, but I never cut Jaylen Brown. Like, I'm always like, Jaylen Brown's always on my bench for me, and it's usually always Donovan Mitchell starting, but Devin Booker's been going crazy, you know, these playoffs. So, and Donovan Mitchell really hasn't been. So if we're talking about playoffs, your answer is, I think, in my opinion, 100%.
Right now, recent.
Right.
Okay, we got another one. Joel Embiid, Nikola Jokic, and Anthony Davis.
Oh my gosh. The big guys. Okay, let's see. Bench AD. I don't know why. I just feel like it.
Okay.
Because when he's healthy,
safe,
he's
It's just so, you never know with him, you know? Like,
exactly. He's so questionable.
Consistent. So, and Jokic, I'm a Jokic fan. I think he's kind of goated, honestly. So, let's say start Jokic and then Embiid, bench Embiid.
Okay. And then cut AD.
All right.
Little hot take, but
I like it.
No. I like it too. I mean, consecutive MVP, got to give him his flowers.
Yeah.
All right. And then last start bench cut, which is also another really difficult one. We got LeBron James, we got Kevin Durant, and we got Giannis.
Oh. Start LeBron. Got to.
Have to.
Yeah.
I loved KD growing up, but I love Giannis right now. Like, his game is just, you know, like, I want to give Giannis that bench position, and then KD's just had his opportunity, so we're gonna.
Facts. If you could play, or maybe you have, since you've interacted with so many different of the players, but if you could play any NBA player one-on-one, who would it be?
My mind goes to Kyrie Irving. I just want to guard him because he is.
That'd be crazy.
Good luck.
Like, I don't want to jinx myself and say I've never got my ankle snatched. I'm gonna totally regret that.
Knock on wood.
Bro, I'm knocking on wood for you.
If anyone makes a clip, okay, I swear. But yeah, I want to guard Kyrie. It's not necessarily like, honestly, like, I have a defensive mindset because I just love defense. I do like offense, obviously, but like when defense is there, I'm like, oh yeah, like, let's go. So I want to see if I can guard him. Probably not, but.
No, I'm literally imagining, like, if I ever had to be, like, put against Kyrie 1v1 to guard him, I'd deadass be, like, sliding all over the court like a penguin.
Yeah. No, I would be like, so fast. Just probably ankles break right away. So.
Yeah.
You can't say that. You've never had your ankles snatched. Like, you can't say that right now and jinx yourself.
It's literally disgusting. So,
but like, if you're gonna get like crossed by anyone, it might as well be Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, that's an honor, I'd say.
Yeah. So I mean,
like any day,
I'd probably be okay. But if we're talking like half court and he starts at half court and I'm backpedaling and he just goes full speed, like cross, I'm
game over. Game over.
All right. Well, obviously you're a part of a year which I feel like women's basketball has taken charge and is like finally like, hello, I'm here, we're doing our thing. NIL is a big part of that as well, and people are growing their platforms. Female college athletes are growing their platforms. How do you feel like players such as Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese are going to change women's basketball as a whole?
I mean, that's, they're making it so fun to watch. I mean, on the big stage, like, it's just, like, crazy. I mean, you see NBA players tweeting about them, which is just so sick and, like, so good for them. Like, but those type of players who just have that passion and energy, like, it's just so hard to not want to watch, you know? Like, I played against Angel in high school a couple times in, like, AAU teams, and, like, she was just she's been the same since then, you know? So it's just, like, I'm happy that people are starting to appreciate, like, her passion and Caitlin's game, like, also play against her, too. So it's just, like, super cool that, like, now you're able to just have everyone watching it and everyone's understanding the hype finally because they were willing to just finally turn their TV on and watch. So
yeah, right. No, I like that you actually mentioned that, like, Angel's always been the same. Like, even when you played her maybe years ago, like, she still had that fire in her, like that dominance in her that she brings to the floor today. Because I feel like a lot of people, you know, could argue like she's doing it now because she knows like all eyes are on her. She's doing it now because she got over, you know, 2 million followers. Like it's all magnified. But hearing that she's been like that, you know, since she was younger is actually so dope to hear.
Yeah. I'm not like super close with her personally. Like obviously, like we're mutuals on
right
stuff, but before she had her platform, it like super big and stuff. Like I just like remember that. I like will never forget like playing against her, and I was just like, damn, this girl's like not here to play. Like she's
right
in your ear, like
she's super tough.
Yeah.
A lot of your Instagram is photos with Cameron. What is your guys' relationship like, and what's it been like growing with somebody and having a support system with somebody who's kind of going through the same thing as you?
Yeah, I mean, Cam, we're literally like the same person. I'm just a smaller version of her. Like she calls me her Mimi all the time because
I saw that in your comments.
Yeah, like, so cute.
I love Cam. I mean, like since the day we met, we clicked right away. I mean, we played on the same AAU team, obviously, but she made USA and then didn't play like the full season. But I had like a couple tournaments and like a few months like with her, and we got so close. Like she's just the coolest person ever. Her family's so nice, like the sweetest people. Like my parents aren't super social, but they clicked with her parents, so I feel like that says a lot. So it was like my mom and Cam's mom are like get along really well, and it was just like overall like a person who comes in your life who you just know is like meant to stay in your life and be in your life for a long time.
I love that.
So she's like a sister to me, honestly, and we have gone through a lot of random things together, like with COVID and like both developing a platform. Like we talk about things all the time and kind of like get advice from each other now and then on random things, because it is hard and you don't have anyone with a textbook of what the answer are to some of your problems, you know? So you got to talk stuff out with your best friend over here who's going through the same thing. So I love Cam and I love like everything about her in that sense.
I love that. No, that's super sweet. Kind of back to Angel, I was going to ask this as a follow-up. Obviously, she's known as the Bayou Barbie, kind of like her nickname. Do you have a nickname, like something your teammates call you? Or if you don't have one already, what is like a nickname you would like?
Okay, my teammates they all have nicknames for me. Like some of them will call me Mimi, like Mimi Mouse, like random.
Mimi Mouse?
Like my teammate from Spain, she's like, oh, Mimi Mouse. Like every time I walk into practice, I'm like, they're so funny. I feel like none of those are like nicknames really, but growing up, my Snapchat username was Bayballer6. I just changed it. Thank God Snapchat allows you to change it now, thank God. But it was
Bayballer6.
Crazy. Yeah. LeBron. I was a big LeBron fan, so I wore number 6.
Okay.
And that was
for LeBron.
Bayballer. So actually, I'm gonna show you these hoodies. I'm gonna grab one, and it says Bayballer on it. Hold on, it's so funny.
Crap. We need to see it.
Okay.
Sneak preview.
I'm so lucky. Like when I made my Snapchat username, I just put Nairi-isk. So I still have the same Snapchat. Always since literally the 5th grade. And like all my friends, like I remember my sister's was like T Dancer. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
You're stuck in that one.
Okay. It's like this.
Okay.
Wait, why is that cute?
Oh, it's like B-A-Y. I was thinking like B-A-E, like Bay.
No, yeah, B-A-Y, like Bay Area. Because I'm from
fire.
Yeah.
That's really,
dude, you should
that's
sell
actually
these.
really
I'd
cute.
buy one. Yeah.
I'm still working on these. This is just like a sample one. But
I love it.
Yes. I have some people who made it for me. So that's
Do you have merch like already, or like is that something you're working on?
This is what I'm working on. And I have like this. Like these are all just like
so sick.
Samples.
That's fire.
Oh, that's so sick.
Yeah, I have no clue, but like it's a working process. Probably like November.
All right.
Okay.
Something before season.
No, that's so fire though. I mean, like those look sick already.
Dude, I would buy the Bay Baller one. So put it up on your page when it's out, because I'm a Dubs fan. So I feel like that's like so fire. I think my
yeah,
community would love those.
Haley's like the biggest Golden State fan I know.
Really?
So I know she would rock that sweatshirt
I'd wear
every
that
other
day
day.
and night. Yeah.
And it's like a graphic. Like it looks like
it looks like their old
that
Oakland
looks really sick.
style jerseys type a little bit.
It
so.
does, that circle logo. That actually looks sick.
Yeah, so it's a work in progress, but yeah.
Okay, roll them out soon, definitely.
Yeah.
Would you ever want to do like fashion design as well, or more just modeling?
I mean, I haven't really thought about fashion design as heavily as I have modeling, but I mean, obviously, like that's something I would want to dive into. I love clothes and stuff, so I'm still figuring out my own like style. So after I figure that out, then I'll probably want to get into fashion. But you know, I think that'll come like, especially once I'm out of college, because now it's like sweatpants and hoodies every day to class and practice. Like I don't have to dress up, so I'm not going to until I have to, and then I'll figure it out, and then I'll probably want to get into like designing stuff. I think that'd be sick.
So I do know that you mentioned that Drake is your all-time favorite artist, but him included, who would be your top 5 artists right now?
Okay, Drake. Do I have to do it in order?
No, could just be random order.
Drake, obviously. Giveon, I just love Giveon's music. I mean, I was listening to that
so good
all like winter when it was cold out and stuff. Like, oh my
God. Your feelings.
Just like, but love Giveon. I'm trying to like look at my downloads because I like gotta make sure. Bad Bunny.
Oh, actually,
right now.
Okay.
Is really
my mom's obsessed with Bad Bunny right now. She's gonna be so happy that you said that.
Oh, I'm like, I speak Spanish, but I still don't understand all his music because it's just like,
it's so fast,
very like slang and fast. Puerto Rico,
and he like low-key doesn't sound like he's opening his mouth when he sings like it's very like
it's just like it's smooth. It's really smooth.
But it is fire.
Total props to my teammate from Spain who like plays this every single solitary minute of every day, just all the time. It's playing in the locker room. So now I'm like, okay, fine, and like I'm listening to Bad Bunny like all the time. It's ridiculous.
Okay,
so Bad Bunny better thank her.
Him and Kendall Jenner, that's crazy still.
I know.
Bro,
another
crazy.
Is that still going?
I think.
Apparently, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Right. And then, okay. I want to say Summer Walker.
Fire. Have to give a girl some respect.
R&B, and then Lil Baby.
Lil Baby.
That's a fire like top 5 artist right now, and I like it because you had your little mix of R&B, you know, some kind of like smooth hip hop, and you got like obviously that hardcore hip hop with Lil Baby. Yeah. I'm saying right now because if you asked me like 2 months ago, Bad Bunny would not be there, but he's here.
He's here. He's arrived.
He's very much there.
He's like a key player in that starting lineup.
Yeah. No, he might be starting point guard right now.
He might be starting point guard. That's crazy. That slot, he was on the bench 2 months ago. That's crazy.
Not even on the roster. Like
he wasn't even on the roster. That he's a walk-on. That's crazy.
Thank you.
Okay, I got one more question for you. And you can do NBA, WNBA, but name one player that you think is a little bit overrated and one player that you think is underrated that needs more credit.
I don't know. Overrated is so tough.
It's okay, or an underrated if you can only think of that. That's totally fine.
Gary Payton.
Yes.
Haley's so happy.
Dude,
when he was on the Warriors, I was like, holy, like, I love watching this man play. Like, the defense, again, going back to defense, love defense. I'm like, the hustle, like, you don't see that in the league. Like, no one wants to sit and play defense. But that guy's everywhere on the floor. And I was like, had so much respect for him. I'm like, how have I not watched this guy play at, like, when he was on other teams? Like, when he was on the Warriors, I was really, like, watching everything. So where is he now?
I think he's on the Warriors again. We got him back from Portland.
Warriors.
Yeah, he's back. And let me tell you, there's some shady stuff that went on in Portland. I'm a big Blazer fan as well, but there is some shady stuff. But let me tell you, I love his defense. He literally plays like a big man. Like, he will dunk. He will get rebounds. He'll do everything a big man will do, but he's just a little bit more speedy because he's just so fast. And, it's that effort that gets me with GP2. But, we got him back, though. So
he's – okay, I don't know how I didn't know that clearly.
Well, he's gotten very few minutes, but yeah, he was injured for a while.
Which is sad. Oh, he's so good.
Yeah, that's a good pick. Solid.
So first question, something light, something simple. Top 3 kicks in your rotation. You were saying you grew up a little LeBron girl. You got those LeBrons on your feet. So what are your 3 favorite shoes right now?
Okay, we're switching to Nike, but I've been playing with Under Armour. So
okay, Curry brand, like it.
Which, like, I love Steph and Steph's shoes, but it's just like Under Armour I struggled adapting to like
the
situation. It just like wasn't great for me at the beginning. It's okay now, like I wear them, but Nike shoes, like I haven't even played in them in so long, but when I like was younger,
they don't even have to be Nike shoes. They could just be shoes like you wear out, even.
We're talking like
just like shoes. Three top shoes that like you just like you feel like you see yourself in the most. Yeah.
Dunks number 1. Okay. I literally I have way too many Dunks in my closet. It's like disgusting. Like that's 1.
They're addicting.
That's a good problem.
Yeah. Great problem again. But 2 could be like Uggs, because those are
Uggs. Yeah.
Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
I will put those on for class every day. Best believe I am not tying shoes and no. And 3, like I like 4s, but I don't have a lot of pairs of 4s. I think they look really good. Like I love like, especially like, I just love 4s. I've literally posted TikToks about it when it's like when he walks out in a sweatsuit and then 4s and da da da. I'm like, I just love the look of 4s. They're just so.
No, they look clean.
Yeah,
so, that might be up there too, but.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's fire.
Yeah.
The Uggs had to make an appearance.
Yeah.
The Uggs had to make an appearance.
Can't do without them.
Right now, today, that's how I'm feeling. And Uggs, I literally wore my class this morning, and I need more of them, honestly. But.
No, Uggs are fire for sure. All right, and last question I have for you. If you could talk to Mia from 5 years ago, what would you tell her?
5 years ago. Okay, what grade am I in? I'm trying to like get a vision of myself.
What are you, like 15?
I was 15. That's in high. Ooh. I would tell my.
She doesn't like that. She doesn't like that, Mia.
I was like, I would tell my. God, I was just so. At 15, like freshman year of high school, I was so not. I mean, I guess insecure, but not necessarily insecure. I just wasn't confident. Like I didn't have that confidence. Like I couldn't walk to class like without like literally getting so like, you know what I'm saying? Like walk to class and people are like looking at you and you're like, I'm just gonna go on my phone because like I don't want people to look at me. Like
right.
I just wish like I knew then like how little people care and how little anyone's paying attention to you. Like nobody is looking at what you're doing or what. Like they don't care at all. Like I could go to class on my scooter and like literally look like an idiot like in some of the outfits I wear and like go and ride really low on my. No one like cares. It doesn't matter. Right. So that's like the biggest thing I would tell my younger self is like, just do you and deal with whatever people say later. Like do you first and don't care what anyone says about you, because I was just so like timid and like nervous and I would overthink everything. I'm so like, it's crazy how far you like grow like through the stages of high school, but it was just I was a nervous little kid. So
you just had to be true to yourself.
I know, but basketball I wasn't. Basketball I was like shooting my free throws and people like, you don't get nervous shooting your free throws and everyone's watching me, SHAQ? I'm like, come on.
And that's how you know like you actually love the sport of basketball, because it's like once you step on the court, it's like zoned in. Like you're not worried about who's watching you or what people are saying. Like you're just zoned into the game. That's how you know like you truly love the game.
Yeah, no, I was definitely, but I was a weird kid at 15. Like
oh my gosh, I can't even pull up myself when I was 15. No, I don't even want to think about
myself
when I was 15.
There's pictures of me when I was 15 on the internet, so I'm like
That's tough. That's tough.
You were low key, like, even though it's magnified now, like, you were low key always in the public eye. So it's like,
in a way.
Like, I mean, you have, like you were saying, like, someone on TikTok, like, sent a picture of you, like, when you were a kid at a Kings game. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's crazy. But now it's just, like, full force. Like, everyone's eyes on you now.
I know. Now I'm like, people aren't looking when you're walking, but, like, at the same time, like, I mean, it doesn't really matter what they're saying, so who cares if they are? Like,
it doesn't matter.
Wait, actually, then quickly, have you ever had, like, a crazy fan experience?
One time, I was buying, like, I was at the like Walmart of like Berkeley.
Okay.
It's like the closest one to campus. So, like every student's going in and out of there. And I was like by myself. And this literally brought back inner like 15-year-old Mia. Because I was like sweating. I was just like I'm buying like toilet paper and stuff. Like, you know, the stuff
the
that like
Right.
you need. But
wait,
like,
why is buying toilet paper so embarrassing?
I don't
Like,
know.
you have to do it. But I was always so embarrassed buying it.
I don't know. And I was like getting that and tampons. And I'm like,
oh yeah,
just like by myself.
Right.
yeah.
And I'm like, oh, okay. Like no one look at me. And I'm like in the aisle. And I hear from like or I see these like group of like 4 or 5 kids like another aisle over kind of like looking at me like whispering and talking. And I was like, nah, like whatever. It's like they're probably talking about something else. I don't know, because I was still like recently getting into like, oh, I have a following. People might notice me.
Right.
It's so weird to say, but I'm like in the aisle just trying to grab it, and then I'm like, oh crap, they're literally looking at me. Like they went into like another aisle over and yelled, Mia, while another person was in the aisle to see if I would turn and look to see if it was me. So they're like yelling like Mia, like from the other side of the store. And then I'm nervous. Now I'm walking in circles because I'm like, I don't want to buy the tampons and toilet paper right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just leave it here.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
I'm just walking around like freaking out because I'm like, they're looking at me like they're looking at me buying this. Like, why is that a big deal? I don't know. But like in that moment, I was like, oh, this is so embarrassing and gross. And I'm like walking around like, okay. And then thank God my teammates walked in like just randomly. And I was like, oh, okay. And then they were there, and then I went and got it, and I was like, felt I was okay. But I was like, they were like watching me and like trying to take
filming
pictures,
you.
and I was just like,
That's
okay, I don't know.
Oh, that's so uncomfortable.
I was just really uncomfortable, and it was, again, so new, and I was just like, okay, what the hell? But yeah, that was my like most like random it was so embarrassing to me at the time. I was like sweating. It was so funny. Like it was so funny.
Yeah, when you go out alone, just put on some shades and a hat, and
you
don't
have
have
a hoodie on.
Honestly, not even that deep out here.
literally.
When like people don't even say anything really, typically, unless like at like a frat.
Yeah, I would just assume like because you're so popular and like you are on a campus, like everyone at the campus like knows who's popping on that campus. You know what I mean? So like that's the only reason I would feel like, you know, people like on campus would be like weird about it.
People here are super honestly, like invested in school. Like this campus is insane. Like so for the most part, like no one really says anything to me because they're
right. See, I went to FSU where kids were invested in social life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, they are invested in social life in their own.
No, definitely.
And I'm like, no one really cares. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't.
Right.
Balance.
I mean, unless they like, I don't know. Who knows? Like, if someone doesn't go up and say something to you, but they could be in the elevator, like, picture of you.
Wait, how close are you?
Imagine how many people like snuck a picture of you like in the elevator and stuff. It's so creepy.
That's so weird.
Do you guys? I mean, do you often go to the beach, go surfing? What's life like outside of basketball and in school? Family probably, but yeah.
Like I'm a homebody and like a big introvert. Like I am in my apartment all the time, in my bed. I love my bed. On FaceTime, I'm just like never like my best friend Aiden, who he goes here, and then Ava, she's on the volleyball team. Like those are my 2 closest friends here, and they have to like drag me out the house sometimes. Like we're gonna go, and then I'm like, then I'll have fun once I'm like doing stuff.
Right.
But, like I like to I'm kind of boring. Like I'll just stay here and like do emails and like make TikToks and whatever I need to do. But when I do, like I honestly have been to the beach like not that many times because one, it's cold, the water's freezing out here, like, and 2, you have to wait till it gets to summer for it to even be hot because like whatever the temperature is in Berkeley is like whatever times cool, like not as warm in San Francisco.
Right.
And like where I grew up was like in Lafayette, so it goes like pretty hot to like 10 degrees cooler. 10 degrees cooler. So I'll usually just go like to like home, kind of where I grew up, and like tan in summer. But other than that, the beach is never in SoCal. Yeah, but up here, no, I don't really go.
Yeah,
it's just too cold.
Just stay inside and get your work done and stuff.
I feel.
Yeah, I don't have a ton of like free time.
Well, thank you so much, Mia, for joining us today, giving us a little bit of your time. I know you're so busy, but it was amazing talking to you. We wish you the best of luck in everything that's to come. Again, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mia. It was so dope having you on.
Nice to meet you guys, and thank you so much.
Nice meeting you.